Back to NBA Today.
Giannis and the Bucks in Houston on a 4-game win streak. Perk, the Rockets were not playing around, okay? You know where we're from. Bucks visiting the Rockets, looking for their 5th straight win. Under 5 minutes left in the 4th. Now, this was tough. Giannis gets the ball down low, but, scary. Amin Thompson.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean.
excessive.
It was.
Yeah, flagrant 2, and he was ejected from the game. But then 3 minutes left in the 4th, Rockets up 1.
See, this is what I love to see right here. The young fellas playing the two-man game. Şengün and Jalen Green pick and roll, setting a good screen, buckets.
But if we're going to talk about the highest scoring duo, that's Dame and Giannis. That was the next possession.
Right there.
Thank you.
That is.
That's like goals for the Rockets. But then Alperen Şengün, this would have been a great play, but instead I think he had a little bit too much English on it.
Yeah, but he's learning.
Sinead, he's not at the stage to make behind the back passes yet.
Yeah, especially when you give the Bucks a chance with 12 seconds left. And Dame, he does this. Down 3, Dame time.
Not in H-Town, he don't.
Not in H-Town. Oh, it's all right. Rockets hold on to win 100
points is the key. That's the Rockets playing their game.
Yes. Now, that wasn't the only game that came down to the wire. KD and the Suns in Memphis facing Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. All right. I said it before, defense was a little bit optional. 299 points between the two. Let's show you how this happened. Ja, double clutch. Like, Wendy, flying under the radar, Mr. Morant?
Not on this play.
Not on this play, not on this game again.
Clutch squared.
That's all I've been asking.
And he said, hey, call the man above because we're going to OT and overtime. Suns up 2.
So
KD.
to your spot.
Exactly. Suns up 4. Under a minute to go, though.
Right out of the way to get there.
Grizzlies trailing 1. And look at that tip-in by Brandon Clark. Like, come on.
Brandon Clark.
Under the basket.
Getting his legs up under him, back in the rotation.
Now look at this inbound pass. A little bit of risky. Everyone's coming at Ja, but high risk, high reward. And then we get a little bit of a tiny gritty.
We wanted him to get his swag back.
Okay, final possession. It had us like questioning a few things, but the Grizzlies will go on to win 151-148. Ja had 29 and 8 assists. Now, according to ESPN Analytics, the Suns have just a 26% chance to even make the play-in and a 4% chance to reach the postseason. Phoenix also has the NBA's toughest remaining schedule. Now, KD was a guest on Draymond Green's podcast with Baron Davis. That just dropped. Take a listen.
Do you want your career to end in Phoenix?
Man, I want my career to end on my terms. That's the only thing.
Bingo.
I didn't want to move, and then as a player like me, I cost a lot. Me going into your team is gonna make it's gonna be a whole new era of your team when I get to your team. I'm still of value, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my contract and just my production. That me just getting up and moving in the middle of the season, it's gonna be a big blow to any team I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I get why y'all want to trade me, and y'all looking at it, just simple fact, that's just business. But from me looking at it, I'm just like, it just don't make sense for either side right now to go through that. You know what I'm saying? When we just play the season out, and if that's the decision you want to make, in the off season, then you figure it out.
So be it.
So what I heard him say was basically that was a financial flex by Kevin Durant. KD just laid out the case explaining why he didn't want to be traded at the deadline. But, the offseason is a different story. What happens with the Suns this summer, Wendy?
Yeah, well, they're going to trade him. And he knows that. And, he's actually given them, there's been a couple of opportunities where he could have criticized them for trying to trade him. He has not done that. He has been very professional about this, and I expect that to continue throughout the rest of the regular season. He's going to try to win every game he's out there. And then in the offseason, he sort of gave himself a little ad there. He's like, whatever team gets me, I'm going to make a difference. I'm still in my prime. So I think he's handled this very appropriately. And look, I know that the Warriors wanted him. It didn't work out. He said, I want to be there. The Warriors are doing great, too. They're doing just fine. KD is setting himself up for his last act. I think everybody's intentions are crystal clear here.
They should be thanking the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if not, they would be the biggest disappointment in the NBA. Okay, get that out the way. I'm tired of talking about them. They trash. They have no leadership. And they're just riding it out for guys to go their separate ways, right? Like, just think about this whole little thing, right? You didn't want Frank Vogel there, and I'm not talking about KD, I'm talking about the organization. You bring in Mike Budenholzer, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, they go and they play in the Olympics, they win the gold medal. You hear Devin Booker say, hey, I want to come back, I want to be a better leader. Do it look like you have this as a team full of vets that have any type of leadership? And I get it. Now you're to this point, you got to go ahead, like Wendy said, they're going to trade KD. Good for KD, good for the organization that's going to get KD, because I still, as his number shows, he still going to give you 27 a night, officially. Again, it's not the roster on why they're losing games. It's the leadership in that locker room on why they can't pull together, and especially when you look at late game situations like last night when you lose to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Perk, you saying this, and it's really a profound statement. The highest level of basketball that you just about can ever see was in the Olympic final this summer. And two guys were on the court when the game mattered. Booker and Durant play for the Suns. So for those two guys to be so important, and then they come and they're 4 games under 500, I know there's been some injuries. Look, I would just say this. What's February 26th? February 26, 2024, the Detroit Pistons were 8-49, okay? They are now in 6th place on an 8-game win streak or whatever. 1 year from now, the world can be different for the Suns. They can change this around, but it's going to get changed around with the KD trade. The KD trade that they're going to make is going to help or hurt, but help them do it. So their future is really how do they get 1 year from now and have turned things around.
Wendy, this is the most expensive team in basketball. What is the bigger picture lesson learned from this quote-unquote failed experiment?
I think if you are going to have a big three, and otherwise say big three guys making a max contract, it better work. And those guys really kind of better be in their primes. If it doesn't work, it's going to crash and burn. And that's what this is a lesson in the modern era.
Since you're talking about players in their primes, coming up on NBA Today, Perk spies something in Los Angeles. Luka and LeBron just went from a duo to maybe a big three, and they are about to challenge the entire conference. That's Perk. And we're going to check in on Philly. Shams will update us with the latest on Joel Embiid and how the Sixers plan to handle the rest of the season. Plus, Steph and the Warriors, they have steamrolled the league ever since Jimmy Butler arrived. But do they belong with the elite teams in the West? We will debate next on NBA Today with your girl, Shanae.
Đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi tô màu để cho các bạn cùng xem. Trên tay mình đây là những sản phẩm mình đã in sẵn để mình tô màu. Mình sẽ tô những bức tranh thật đẹp để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Và không thể thiếu đó là chiếc điện thoại để mình quay video, giá đơn điện thoại. Và đây là bút sáp màu. Bây giờ mời các bạn cùng theo dõi quá trình mình tô màu. Và mình mong rằng các bạn đừng quên ấn like và đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình. Cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
실제로 또 뭐냐고